red, white, and blue, so it's kind of a patriotic wound, I guess.
What happened? You were in the gallery there, right? So
I was in the gallery and just kind of walking along the fairway, and 4 people had teed off, and usually it's a foursome on a golf tournament, but this was a fivesome because Bob Hope was in the same foursome. So he had already teed off, and I started walking down the fairway thinking everybody had teed off, but there was still one more left. And next thing I heard an ooh from a crowd and turned around, and the ball was whizzing right at me, hooking into me. So there was nothing I could do. It was one of those things you couldn't get out of the way of no matter what you did.
Now, how soon did you realize who had hit you?
I didn't know who it was right away, and I started walking around in a circle holding my leg, and my best friend Dave Kay came over and said, "You know who that was? It was President Bush." And I thought, oh no, what am I going to do now? And he goes, "He wants to talk to you. You better go over there by the ball." So then I stood around, and I was circled by the press corps and the Secret Service agents and everybody else there. And next thing I know, President Bush was walking up and apologized and signed the ball, and
your
I was
name,
off.
your picture, all over the world, all over the country. Do you realize from this?
I guess so. I mean, I got woke up at 6:30 this morning by my best friend saying, "John, you better get your newspaper. You're on the front page."
So is this the actual ball?
Yeah, this is the actual ball, and this holder was donated by Barbara Tagg, a friend of mine in Palm Desert who I was working for that day, and it's going to go into my little museum of sports memorabilia.
Sure, it's a Max Fly.
Yeah.
And, so he was playing with a Max Fly.
I was told it was
yesterday.
Max Fly HT90, very good golf ball.
Now, was he gracious? Was the former president quite gracious and sincere? Did he look you in the eye
Yes.
and say, really?
And not only during that incident, but the whole day, he was very sincere. And mainly he was relieved that I was laughing and I wasn't bleeding, you know. So, so at that point, he was kind of a little bit gun-shy of anything else that could happen. So he was kind of relieved I was joking around about it.
So this means you're not going to sue?
Right. You know, what I told him is, you know, no blood, no foul, so...
What got you up to Palm Springs or Indian Wells?
Well, it was kind of a group thing with a couple of friends. Plus, I had a job for one of my clients who had moved to Palm Springs. I was putting in some new audio-video equipment, which is what my business is. So I like to mix business with pleasure up there, and so I thought, well, let's go to the golf tournament. How bad could it be?
As long as we're there, let's just stop by. I think probably a good idea now is to start your own 900 number. Everybody seems to be doing that. Call up and talk to John Rynd yourself. Now, your company's called Video in Progress.
Video in Progress.
If someone, do you have a store? I mean, do you have an extra place?
No, I just pretty much work out of my
house. I was
going
to say, because obviously you have an office, people could drop by and see the golf ball.
Well, that's why we had you here,
why
because
we
in
have
case
it
they can't, so that they could see it.
This is it.
Now, would you ever in your wildest dreams have guessed this would happen?
No, not at all. I didn't wake up yesterday morning going, oh, I wonder if I'll get hit by a golf ball hit by a former president.
Do you think this is a partisan thing in that 2 San Diego County residents? I mean, Norma's from Vista, you're from Chula Vista. Are you feeling a conspiracy about it?
Well, I don't know. I voted for him, so, you know, what kind of treatment is this? I don't know what Laura did, but I don't think neither of us deserve this.
May I sneak in with a question?
Sure, John. Sure.
I would assume Jerry Ford won of that foursome. I mean, he plays over there all the time.
Yeah, well, actually, they got the scores here, and Ford had a 100, I think, so he was the big loser.
Oh,
it was
really?
actually Clinton, Bush had the best score.
Oh, really?
Out of those 3 presidents.
I watched Bob Hope play there last year, and poor Bob looked like his age was really catching up. How was he yesterday?
He rode the cart the whole way, you know, where everybody else walked, but he made some terrific shots. He got most of the applause for his putting and his approach shots, so he's up there and he's still joking around, so Bob Hope is doing okay.
And the president never found his putter, because I know President Clinton was upset. His favorite putter.
Yeah, I heard about that later. I'm not sure if he found it or not, but I don't think his putting was that good either, so I don't think he found it all day.
Whatever his putter was.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
John Rynd of Chula Vista, congratulations on finding your place in history. What a wonderful way to make history, and good luck with you and your golf ball.
Somebody had to do it, I guess.
That's right. Tough job at somebody. Thanks an awful lot.
Here, take this with you, because this is a very valuable commodity.
Okay, thank you.
And you stay with us here as the KUSI Morning News continues.
Fame. What a